Triggers. They're quite a useful tool for both the hypnotist and the subject. A hypnotist can use them to drop their subjects in an instant, help them relax, and just use them in many different situations. While for the subject, it's a constant phrase or word, or even action that can have a variety of effect on them. They are a cornerstone of any hypnosis relation. However, sometimes they can be overwhelming. Sometimes they can even be harmful. So it's useful to do some cleansing. It's useful to get rid of those unwanted triggers. Get rid of them by putting them in a box. The trigger box. A box full of papers. All these papers have all those unwanted triggers hidden in the back of your head. Somewhere even you forget about it. Lose all their effects so you can rest easy and not worry about it. So first, just sit back, close your eyes, take a deep breath in, hold it for a few seconds, and just let it out. Relax. Relax and think of these triggers, these unwanted triggers you might have. Think of what they are, how they're activated, and how they affect you. And they don't have to be just verbal ones. They can be physical. They can be associated with a certain person. You can get rid of all their triggers just by writing their name. So you can get rid of all sorts of triggers now, from a verbal one to the physical one, or even the ones related to a certain person. All these unwanted triggers, you can get rid of them now, as you remember them all. Each one you remember, you imagine yourself. Imagine yourself writing that trigger, writing it on a piece of paper, folding it once you wrote it, and put it in the box, the trigger box. You see a box now in front of you, a black box, decorated in gold. All the edges are in gold, with a key and a keyhole. You unlock the box. You open the box and put in it that piece of paper. Put in it that piece of paper with the trigger you just wrote, with the trigger you want to get rid of. You keep writing each trigger, each and every trigger you don't want, on a piece of paper. And just like the one before, you put it in the box. With each piece of paper you put in the box, you feel yourself feeling better, feeling lighter, feeling a weight has been lifted off your shoulders. Now that you've got rid of those unwanted triggers, feeling so much better, relaxed, happy, seeing the box getting filled any with any and all sorts of triggers you don't want, whether they're verbal ones, physical ones, or even associated with a certain person. You write them down. Write them on a piece of paper as they go inside the box. They all will get locked very soon, losing all their effects, losing all and any power they had over you, cleaning up your mind, getting a different kind of brainwash. A brainwash where you don't become mindless and hypnotized, but a brainwash that gets rid of all these unwanted triggers. A brainwash to cleanse your mind, just feeling so good, better and better with each trigger, each paper you put in that box, the trigger box, filled with each and every one you don't want. And it feels so good. You feel the worries, the stress of having these triggers, the stress you felt knowing the effect they had on you, what happened when they were activated. Now you can get rid of that. Get rid of it completely and feel yourself feeling so much better, much better for that, knowing you now can always return to this file. You can return and listen to it if you ever need to get this sort of brainwash, need to get rid of certain triggers, get rid of their effects and any sort of power they have. So keep on writing all the triggers you want. There's no limit to what goes inside the box. Any sort of trigger that goes there loses its power. It completely loses all sorts of effects, as the box and the key will soon be hidden away and getting rid of those triggers for good, getting rid of their effects and powers completely, as you even forget where you've placed the box and the key. You'll forget where you've hidden them, only for them to appear again when you listen to the file. Only then will they appear, and you can put more triggers in the box. Each time you listen to this file, the box will appear empty. However, in reality the box has a little bit of magic in it. This box gets bigger and looks better, has more decorations, more details each time it appears, as those triggers you've previously put in there magically become part of the box, making it look so much better, every time gaining more and more power, as you find it easier easier and faster to get rid of any unwanted triggers the more you listen to this file and put more triggers in the box. So now that you've finally put all the triggers you don't need anymore in the box, you close it. Close the box and lock it with the key. You take the key out of the keyhole and set it beside the box. As you feel so happy and relaxed, with a smile on your face now, knowing you can rest easy and you've got rid of all that. You no longer need to worry about them. As the box and the key start to float in the air, they both start to float up in the air until they're right in front of you. They stop for a second for you to look at them, and they suddenly dash away, going in opposite directions away from one another, hiding in a faraway place where no one can find them. But once you listen again, they just reappear looking bigger, better, with more details in this black and gold box, finding that once they're both out of sight, once you can no longer see the box or the key, having no idea where they've gone, but knowing for sure all the triggers inside the box have no effect now, no effect or power. You'll wake up feeling so good, happy and relieved, feeling fresh and excited, knowing you can now return and listen whenever you need to get rid of any triggers, knowing you can put them in this box, in the trigger box. For more hypnosis and exclusive content, check out patreon.com/thegreat095